All right, I am coming out of an advanced screening of The Fall Guy, Ryan Gosling's first movie since Barbie, based on the '80s Lee Majors TV show. It's When I first heard about this, I was like, wait, they're making a movie out of the Fall Guy TV show. That's interesting. It's one that I remember my uncle being a huge fan of when I was a kid. So it is a show that I had seen before. Lee Majors, obviously the $6 Million Man, or younger people, Ash's dad on Ash vs. the Evil Dead. But we're not here to talk about that, even though it is what vaguely inspired this. Director of this movie was a stuntman, and he did Atomic Blonde and Hobbs and Shaw, I believe. And this movie is very much his love letter to stuntmen. People who they take a licking and keep on fucking ticking. And this is great. This is fucking fantastic, and I did not expect to like it as much as I did. When your whole movie is framed by "I Was Made for Loving You" by Kiss, which is the second big blockbuster movie that was featured in already since this year. Great soundtrack. You got Kiss, you got AC/DC, you got The Darkness. I believe in A Thing Called Love is used in this. Yeah, Ryan Gosling is a stuntman who stunts for I don't know the guy's name. He was the other Quicksilver, the one from the Marvel universe, not the Fox universe. He's playing Kraven the Hunter. He's like this kind of dickhead, egomaniac action star, and Ryan Gosling is his stuntman. In the beginning, they're shooting this stunt, and the producer didn't like the way that the shot looked. You could see too much of Gosling's chin, and they don't think his chin looks enough like Marvel's Quicksilver. So they have to do the stunt again, and in that, Ryan Gosling is flirting with Emily Blunt, who plays a camera operator in it, and they have this cute interplay. But the stunt goes wrong, and Ryan Gosling's back is broken. Colt is his character's name, which was also Lee Majors' character's name on the show. And he kind of vanishes for a year, and he's parking cars in Southern California and just living off the grid until one night an actor who was on set for the last when he got injured notices him when he parks his car, and he's found out, and he's called back into service stunting. He's led to believe that it's by Emily Blunt, who is now the director of this big huge Western action sci-fi thing, which is like a little bit of Dune and a little Cowboys and Aliens, basically. Aliana and the cowboy are the main characters of Metal Storm, but not the Metal Storm Jared Sith, the 80s 3D movie, but same name, Metal Storm. And yeah, so he's called back into stunting, and Emily Blunt doesn't know that he's gonna be stunting on it. She's taken aback by it because he just vanished on her a year ago, and he can't quite bring the words to apologize. But all of their interplay is just fantastic. This is such a sharp, I was gonna say smart, but such a sharp and witty script, which is layered with movie references and lingo and stuff like that. Fantastic editing. Great set pieces. There's so many good action scenes in this, fight scenes in this. Obviously, in a movie about stuntmen, you would expect that. And Gosling is just fucking too charming for his own good. Like this, and I guess it was 2 years ago. Chris Pine in Dungeons and Dragons. You're like, these guys are like on a whole different level when it comes to their charm on camera. Like the fucking camera loves them, and Gosling has it in spades here. And so he's pulled into this back into the stunting world, but really what he's there for is the producer needs him to go find the actor. He's gone missing, and that's what we know from the trailer. Is that the actor's fallen in with some shady people. Gosling goes on the lookout, gets drugged. There's this weird fight scene that has like fucking like almost Dumbo when he gets drunk style animation over it. There's a whole fight scene set to Without a Trace by Phil Collins, as Emily Blunt's doing karaoke and he's fighting these dudes on the back of a truck. And so much of this is done practically, which was just so great, until we start to unravel the mystery of what actually happened. Who's the dead guy in the bathtub that Ryan Gosling sees? I don't want to spoil it for you because I want you to go see it. But no, this was really fucking good, really fun, really funny, really energetic. Obviously, I'm a fan of this director already, and given that he's creating a movie honoring stuntmen, which is, I believe, should have a category at the Oscars, and they make reference to that in this movie, that there is no excuse why stuntmen aren't aren't up for Oscars, especially with some. I mean, so many people have fucking died over the years, and it's so dangerous and so difficult. But yeah, this was a great love letter to stunt people, and while I do feel the third act gets a little too silly at times, but then you go, oh yeah, it's based on an 80s TV show, and then where it goes from there after we get past drawing out the confession, which, like, those mercenary guys, if they were killed in those car flips, like, there'd be some major issues for the studio, it'd be some John Landis style shit going on. But where it goes from there, into Hall H at Comic-Con, and who the special cameo is at the end and stuff like that. And then Lee Majors has his own little cameo at the end of it. And no, this, if you were on the fence about this, let me reassure you that this is definitely worth your fucking money. I'm glad I saw it a night early. It's funny, it's charming, it's energetic, it's action packed. I think this might wind up being this could wind up being like the sleeper hit of this summer, man. I mean, Gosling's on a roll. Gosling, like I know him. Ryan Gosling's on a roll, and this is like one of those movies that caters to a lot of different demographics and age groups, and I guess that's kind of the same thing. But there's no bullshit politics in it. There's no nothing but just a really well written, funny characters doing cool fucking stunt shit. And there's a long running gag about his first job being on Miami Vice. So he wears a Miami Vice stunt jacket, and then later on during one of the action scenes, the Miami Vice theme plays. Even during one of the fight scenes, you hear the $6 Million Man's sound effect. It's very, very layered. It's very fun, and it doesn't feel its runtime at all. And I think you should check it out. And this might just be the afterglow of just walking out of it, but I laughed really hard at it, and I was really excited about the stunts that were in it, and it's a lot of practical, and it feels like a throwback film. And then the end credits, they use the Fall Guy TV show theme song. So yeah, there's like two girls walking towards my car, not paying attention. I'm in the middle of a pretty empty parking lot, and they're walking directly towards my car, and I didn't know if they were gonna walk into my car because they were on their phones, but no, they're just I think they caught themselves. Like, there was no fucking echolocation there. All right, that's it, guys. Quick review. The Fall Guy, really, really good. And when you get to the plot, the title has two meanings. And the love story of Aliana and the cowboy is a metaphor for the love story between Emily Blunt and Colt. And this was a fun, sharp fucking script, really well executed in its direction and in its editing, and it's worth your time. Definitely one that I would go see on a big screen with big fucking sound to get that Kiss music rumbling. So yeah, that's it. Fall Guy.